Well, the 2022 Canada Games are just 4 days away, and the Media and Communications Manager for the Games, Christopher Séguin, is here, and you've been a busy guy.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
just
a little bit.
bit.
So you just announced this morning that, of course, this is in Niagara, that people that can't get to Niagara from across the country are going to be able to see the Games.
Yeah, so a big thing that our host society wanted to do, and even the Canada Games Council, was try to give Canadians an opportunity to watch this competition from coast to coast to coast. And so we have a free streaming platform that we're making available that's going to showcase 90% of the game's sporting competitions live, as well as we'll have the opening and closing ceremonies that people can watch through this platform. And additionally, CBC and Radio-Canada have stepped up, and they're also going to showcase over 100 hours between the two of them of the Games competition. So very exciting that, you know, for Canadians and friends and family, because so many, and as you know, every province and territory is represented in this event. And so for people that won't be able to come, they'll have a means to watch.
Now, how many friends and family, though, have made it to Niagara? I mean, are hotels full?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, this is a big boom for our hospitality sector, which is quite important for a tourism destination like Niagara. And so in Red Deer, they said that they did over 20,000 visitors who came to watch the game specifically for that.
This is the last time.
This is the last time. And so Niagara tends to pull in about, 4 million plus tourists during the season in which we're existing in right now. So not to say that all of them were going to come to the games, but I think we can conservatively say over 30,000 visitors would come to the 2022 Canada Games. And so I know hotels in and around where some of the venues are have already expressed just how many people they have coming into their shop over the next 2 weeks just for the games.
Okay, and how does it work with ticketing? Can you buy like passes or can you buy tickets to individual events? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's really a day pass, and so they start at $15. And so what's great is you can buy a ticket for one specific sport and have that full day to watch the entirety of those events and competitions or games. So if I buy a ticket for Young Sportsplex to go watch women's soccer, I can watch all the soccer games from that particular day. And then they also have tickets specific for medal rounds. So when, either the men or women, I'll use the soccer example, have their bronze and gold medal games on a given day, I can buy one pass that gives me tickets to both.
Excellent. And there's so many athletes from across the country that this is kind of their first time to shine on a national spotlight. And we're going to see these athletes in the next Olympics and Paralympics.
Yeah, 100%. And so it's been cool to see some of the stories already starting to materialize. One of them is Olivier Rioux. He's a 7'6", and that is correct. 7'6" athlete from Quebec who's a basketball player who will be competing. We have Maxine Clark, who's a 14-year-old from Alberta. She just broke a swimming record that was held by Penny Alexiak. And so, these are just examples of some of the stories. And these are athletes where the games are probably a destination onto something else. And so we've had Andre DeGrasse, we've had Sidney Crosby, we've had Steve Nash, we've had Eugenie Bouchard. I mean, the names are endless of athletes who have come through this event and then gone on to do some pretty amazing things.
So it's kind of bragging rights if you got to say that, oh, I saw so-and-so when they were at the Canada Games in Niagara.
And one of the things, being here in Hamilton, I went to McMaster and I got to see Andrew Wiggins when he was at Huntington Prep. He played a game there, and that's something that I cherish, having seen him before he went on to Kansas, and now he's an NBA champion. So I think for people to get that opportunity to be at the Canada Games and see these kids before they become the stars that they become, it's a pretty remarkable thing to be a part of that journey.
Okay, we've got about a minute left, and I know you can't pick favorites, but I'm going to ask you to pick a favorite. What are you most looking forward to?
Oof. I think the opening ceremony. So, the sporting competitions, I love it, but I'll say the opening ceremony only because it's quite a special event. It's going to sort of set the tone for how the games are going to go, and I think it's just one of those once-in-a-lifetime events that if you see tickets, you should really try to get your hands on them.
Okay, and it's at the Meridian Center?
It's at the Meridian Center in St. Catharines at 8 o'clock on August 6th, this Saturday, which is scary to say still.
Yeah, you've got a lot of media work and communications work to do in that time. So, Christopher, we know how busy you are, so thanks very much for coming in. And again, we'll be covering this throughout the games, and good luck with them. You've done a lot of work.
Yeah, thank you so much.